What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a very simple and easy bathroom project, and what we're going to be doing is adding a bath towel warmer. Now towel warmers typically come in different styles, shapes, and sizes. You might see them looking like a nice little bucket on the floor that you roll up your towels and stick them in there and it heats them up that way. Or you might see them commonly hung on the wall as a warming rack. And that's what we're going to be installing today in my bathroom, is a wall-mounted towel warmer. Now you could get wall-mounted towel warmers in different sizes depending on the space allowance that you have. If you see this wall here behind me, this right here is a full 8-foot high wall, and this section of wall is roughly around 31 inches wide. When I built this house about 10 years ago, I put an outlet up here and a cable outlet just in case we thought about hooking up a small TV in here, but we never did end up putting a TV in here, and we really weren't using this outlet either. So when my wife wanted me to add a towel warming rack in the bathroom, this just happened to be the best logical place to install one. So I went ahead online and I ordered this wall-mounted towel warming rack, and these warming racks are very simple and easy to hook up. As long as you have an outlet nearby, you hook this on your wall, you plug it in, you hang your towel on it, and it will warm your towel up while you're showering, so that when you get out of the shower, you have a nice, dry, warm towel to wrap yourself up with. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's get it done. Okay, so we just took it out of the box, and this is what it looks like. Now this particular wall-mounted towel warming rack is what would be considered a little bit of a taller one, because most are roughly half this size. But because I had the space, I was able to use a taller one. So if we go ahead and measure it, we're looking at about roughly 48 inches tall and roughly about 20 inches wide. And this will fit perfectly right on this wall, depending on where I want to mount it. So I'm not sure if I want to mount it up a little higher like that. That way it kind of hides the actual outlet, or if I want to hang it down a little bit lower like that. I'm not sure yet, but I'll figure that out. And then in the box, you will also get your mounting brackets that come with all of your hardware, your mounting plates, brackets and spacers as needed, and then it does come with a small screwdriver. So again, this should be a pretty simple and easy install. So let me go ahead and start working on that, and we'll be right back with an update. Okay, so what I did was I took my rack where I felt was best to fit. Then I took measurements on both sides so that I had my rack centered in the middle. And then I raised it where I wanted it, just like this, so that the two racks right here would primarily cover the outlet, so it looked a little bit better. Then I used my level on the top, okay, to get my center bubble leveled, so I knew my rack was going to be level. Then I took a pencil, and then on the inside, I took my pencil and marked a marking around the back leg on both sides. Once I figured out where my circle was, then I just drilled my hole in the middle using a drill, and then I took my drywall anchor and stuck it into the wall just like that. And then I'll have to do the same process on the two bottom legs. Once I get all 4 holes drilled and I have all 4 wall anchors in the wall, then we could go ahead and start mounting our back plates. So let me go ahead and finish marking out my pilot holes and get my wall anchors in the wall, and then we will be right back to install the mounting plates. I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so once you get your wall anchors into the wall in all 4 locations, then you want to go ahead and screw on your mounting plate. Now it's very simple and easy. There's going to be an open end of the mounting plate here, which is going to face away from the wall. On the back side, there's a flat spot here, and then there's going to be a hole opening. So you're basically going to take your bolt through the open end. It's going to come out the back end, go through a mounting plate into the wall anchor, and that's what it's going to look like, just like that. So if I move you a little closer, you can see what it's going to look like. So again, you have your back mounting plate against the wall, and then you're going to take your bolt through the open end of your spacer like this and bolt it through into the wall anchor. Now one thing to notate, there's a little slot opening on the bottom. You see my finger in there? You want that opening facing down, because that's how you're going to screw in the actual bracket that holds the actual heater into this bracket. So we'll get to that here in a minute. But let me go ahead and finish putting my last two brackets in down below. Down here, I got my anchors already put into the wall. Let me go ahead and get that bolted in, and then we'll go ahead and get our warming rack mounted to the wall. So I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so we went ahead and we got all four of our mounting plates mounted to the wall, so we're good to go with that. Now, on the back of your rack, on these little legs that are sticking out the bottom, you'll have a little bolt that bolts in. You want to take those bolts out before you attempt to slide this bracket into that bracket, because these little bolts go underneath the bracket to hold this secure into those brackets. So basically all you have to do at this point is slide your mount into the wall just like this. Okay, just like that. And then take your four bolts, slide them underneath and screw them in. Then your towel warming rack will be mounted to the wall, and then all we have to do is plug it in and we'll be done. So let me finish this up and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're all done and we have the towel warming rack mounted to the wall. I did plug in my power module behind the rack into the outlet, and then I used two screws to mount the power module to the wall. And then I just took the excess wire behind the racks down along the back side of the side pillar here and used a couple black zip ties to zip tie the cord behind this side bracket right there. Now you don't want to zip tie any of the cords to these center brackets here, because that's where your heating elements are. But it's mounted nice and tight, everything's good to go. So this capacitive touch button right here at the bottom that looks like a clock, that's your main power button. And then these two digit markers up here are going to be the levels of heat. Now you can also set the timer for anywhere from 2 to 12 hours in 2-hour increments if you want to do that. So it says right here in the instructions that level 1 is 110 degrees Fahrenheit up to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Level 2 is 125 degrees Fahrenheit up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And level 3 is 145 degrees up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And the temperature will vary based on the temperature of the room. So keep that in mind as well. So let's get a little closer here. Now, I'm just going to use an infrared gun like this. I'm just going to face the laser onto one of these heating elements to see what the temperature gauge comes in at. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's reading right now at around 70 degrees. So if you tap the clock button, you'll see you could go into 2-hour increments, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So let's just start with 2 hours, hit the temperature gauge, and let's go to level 3. So remember, this heating element was sitting at around 70 degrees a few seconds ago, and right now it's up to 75 degrees. See if you can see the laser, there you go. So it's going up to 76, 77. So it's slowly climbing. So what I would recommend doing is before you actually get in the shower, turn on your heating element, turn on the power level to 1, 2, or 3, whichever you prefer, and hang your towel on the rack. And then start getting ready for the shower. And then the goal is once you get out of the shower, your towel that is hanging here is going to be warm and ready for you. Let's move closer and see what the temperature is now. As you can see there, I'm all the way up to 93 degrees. So let's see, I'm gonna use back my hand. Yeah, it's starting to get warm. It's not hot to touch. Yeah, it's not hot to touch, but it definitely is warm. All of them feel pretty warm. Okay, so we're good. So let's go ahead and try a few different measurements. Let's take this top one here. That's 96. This one here is about 98, 99. This one here, 83, 98. So again, this heating element is wrapped all through these center portions right here. So again, based on the room temperature of your house and how long you've actually had this warming up, each rack might have a slightly different temperature. So what I would do is take a towel Okay, maybe fold it in half long ways, but you just take your towel, tuck it into whichever rack you want. You can go down the front or the back, just like this, and let it heat up. So again, just like that, it's going to start heating up the towel. So by the time you get out of the shower, you should have a nice hot towel to work with. Okay, everybody, so we're all done. So we went ahead and we installed the towel warming rack in my bathroom. It's very simple and easy to install on the wall. As long as you have an outlet, you should be good to go. If you don't have an outlet, the cord is roughly 5 or 6 feet long that you can extend to an outlet, or you can always use an extension cord if you want. But again, it mounted nice to the wall. It works. It has 3 different power levels. It allows you to adjust the length of time of heating in 2-hour increments, anywhere from 2 to 12 hours. And honestly, these heating elements are getting pretty hot. Let me check it one more time. I'm getting about 115 degrees on this heating element right here. But the sides are not going to be as hot because the heating element is not in the side. So as long as you keep the wire away from the heating element, you should be good to go. So at the end of the day, my overall impressions of this wall-mounted towel warming rack, I definitely give it a thumbs up and give it a go. It's easy to install, it works great, and overall, I think it looks pretty nice on the wall. So if any of you are looking for an easy to install towel warming rack for your bathroom, I highly recommend checking this one out. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope this video helps some of you out. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And also do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, see you in the next video.